my goodness, my oh my, do you hear that coming in here? Do you hear that? Oh Jesus. It's the Gooses, Max. It's the
Oh, geez,
Gooses
they're
are
all
back
behind me.
again.
They're just flocking,
Back
flocking down
again.
south.
Back again in our fantasy league. We had a season high 5 Gooses. This is where you start a player or a defense that gives you 0 or negative points in your fantasy matchups. We had 5 in our league. My goodness. We got to start at the top with the goose of the year, the fattest, the juiciest, smelliest, stinkiest goose of the year. Your tight end, Max, Baltimore Raven, Mark Andrews. Take the floor.
Oh man, for anyone who has drafted Mark Andrews, you are very disappointed. And the reason being, it's not even his play, it's they're not even using him. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he only had 3 routes.
I got 4
Three,
written down. I got
four,
four
four.
written down.
Sorry, I missed one. I mean, this is a guy that was literally on every single play. He used to play every single down, it
Yeah.
seemed like. Now they're not even putting him in. What are they
Yeah.
doing? They're not
Yeah.
using the tight end. I know Isaiah Likely had that great first game, everybody. Ever since, nothing. He had 1 catch on 1 target the last game. Mark Andrews had 1 target, and I kid you not, Cole Breezy, he was standing. He looked to his right. He looked to his left. He even looked up at the freaking scoreboard. No one was there. No one was there. Lamar Jackson doesn't even come close to Mark Andrews, obviously, and they had to punt it after that. I don't know what's going on, Cole Breezy. I'm hearing some analysts say potentially that car crash that he had in the offseason, maybe it is affecting him. Maybe he is injured that we don't know about. I'm not too sure. I just don't see Lamar Jackson using the tight end at all. So if you have Mark Andrews as your starting tight end, I'm going to go ahead and say that he has to prove that he's worthy in your lineups now, because I have him out. I'm taking him out right now. I'm going to figure out who I can put in the tight end slot, but it is very, very frustrating, and it sucks because this is an elite tight end. This guy is an elite tight end. He used to be Lamar Jackson's favorite target. Have no idea why they're not using him. And Harbaugh, real quick, you were 0-2, and you almost blew a 28-6 lead. Why don't you use your damn tight end? Why don't you use your tight end? I don't understand. They're open too. I don't know, Cole Breezy, but it is very frustrating.
Very frustrating. He's one of the guys that you depend on. I'm not sure what round you took him in, but you definitely spent a premium on him. Full PPR leagues, he's tied in 29 right now. Tied in 29 in full PPR. You mentioned it. Only 4 routes last week. He only played on a third of the snaps. Only was on the field for a third of the snaps. You bring up that car crash, but he's not on the injury report. I don't know. I'm with you, Max. I'm with you. On the season, Mark Andrews, 3 games, 6 catches for 65 yards, no tutties on 8 targets. I don't know what's going on. Lamar is 10th in the NFL in passing attempts. He's 10th in the NFL in passing attempts, but he's not using the tight end. You got Isaiah Likely as your backup. You got anybody else? Are you dropping Likely to go get somebody?
I do have David Njoku that's supposed to, fingers crossed that he's coming back this week. I do have David Njoku on the IR, hopefully that he's coming back this week to play. Because I'll tell you right now, if he's back this week, he's in my lineup. Okay, Mark Andrews, you got to prove something to me, man. Damn it.
Yeah, I got to agree with that, Max. Another goose. Surprising here. New Orleans Saints wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. The Saints came back down to earth last week against the Eagles. Jack scooped him up, put him in his flex. He's wide receiver 26 on the season after this goose. Week 1, he had 3 for 73 yards and a touchdown. Week 2, he had 4 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. He was top 5 after those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Max Shaheed coming up at Atlanta, at Kansas City, and Tampa Bay. Can you roll him out there in your flex?
Man, that's a tough one. The Saints offense, they just make me nervous. I know Derek Carr has had a great first couple of games, and we bragged about them last week. You're right. They came back down to earth playing the Eagles, and the Eagles' defense is not that great. Okay, we're not sitting here saying, "Oh, they're elite." Like, really, not that really. And this was at home. They were at home, Cole Breezy. It was actually kind of a fun game, even though I have Jalen Hurts, and he only gave me 13 fantasy points.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. Thank you. But it depends on who you have. But Shaheed, I think he's a hit or miss, man.
Exactly.
What, 3? You said the first week 3 for 75, 78 and a touchdown.
7 catches through 3 games. 7 catches through 3 games.
You might get the big play. He might get that big play, but it's too risky. It's too risky for me.
A goose in back-to-back weeks for the 2022 Goose Wrangler, Queef Wilson. The Cowboys defense special teams. Negative points in back-to-back weeks. Max, the Cowboys were the first defense drafted in our league, the first pick in the 14th round. They are the 23rd ranked defense special teams on the season. At the Giants Thursday night, at Pittsburgh, Detroit. Are you still riding with the Cowboys?
I think the Giants in Pittsburgh is a decent bet. Okay, I think that you could ride them there. Definitely not the third game that you brought up.
Detroit.
Atlanta. I'm sorry, Detroit. Yeah, definitely not against Detroit. They miss Dan Quinn, Cole Breezy. They miss Dan Quinn. It is a different defense now.
Quarterback.
Micah Parsons isn't even getting to the quarterback. Those cornerbacks, I don't know, the cornerbacks out there. I don't know what's happened. It just seems like they're not even guarding any of their wide receivers. I don't know what's going on, man.
Two stinky gooses to finish us up here. Two kickers. My kicker, Max. Damn it. Kymie Fairbairn for the Houston Texans. He was kicker 2 going into week 3. He scored 17 points, then 20 points. Kymie Fairbairn actually became the first kicker in NFL history to make 6 separate 50-plus yard field goals within a 2-game span within those first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Still kicker 3 on the season. Even after that goose, I'm not worried about it.
No.
But are you worried about Eagles kicker Jake Elliott? Zach has him. He goosed him this week. Kicker 27 on the season. Are you dropping Jake Elliott?
Ooh, geez Louise. It's hard to drop. It's hard to drop him with the Eagles offense, but I would definitely look and see what is available. Okay, it might be one of those situations you can drop him. Maybe you can pick him up later. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be happy with 27, rank 27.